پر محمد وآل محمد صلوات. ایک اور بلند ترین صلوات. اس عمر میں کیا جان سے جانے کے لیے تھا، کیا ایسا جوان برچیاں کھانے کے لیے تھا، کیا ایسا جوان برچیاں کھانے کے لیے تھا. ہے چاند سے چہرے پہ سجا خون کا صحرا، پیشانی پہ الحمد کی تقدیس کا پہرا. یہ زینب دلگیر کی نازوں کا پلا ہے، سینے پہ سنا کھائے جو ریتی پہ پڑا ہے. اس عمر میں کیا جان سے جانے کے لیے تھا، کیا ایسا جوان برچیاں کھانے کے لیے تھا. ارے خامت بھی رسولوں کی سی اتوار نبی کے، چہرے سے عیاں صاف ہے انوار نبی کے. سرور سے جدا آج پھر ہوتے ہیں محمد، پھل برچی کا کھائے ہوئے سوتے ہیں محمد. اس عمر میں کیا جان سے جانے کے لیے تھا، کیا ایسا جوان برچیاں کھانے کے لیے تھا. ارے ہے عمر رواں فاطمہ زہرا کی طرح سے، اور نام علی اس کا ہے دادا کی طرح سے. قرآن کی آیت سے بھی زیادہ یہ ہنسی ہے، کیا ایسا جوان اور بھی دنیا میں کہیں ہے. اس عمر میں کیا جان سے جانے کے لیے تھا، کیا ایسا جوان برچیاں کھانے کے لیے تھا. پردیس میں ہوتا ہے جدا منتوں والا، یہ دل کے دھڑکنے کا سبب ہنسلیوں والا. کیا اس کے بنا شاہ کی ہمشیر جیے گی، اب کس کے لیے زینب دلگیر جیے گی. اس عمر میں کیا جان سے جانے کے لیے تھا، کیا ایسا جوان برچیاں کھانے کے لیے تھا. ارے ارمان رہا اس کو کبھی دولہا بناتی، دن آتا کہ ماں اس کی دلہن ब्याह के लाती दिन जीने के आए तो ख़ज़ा आ गई इसको। ऐ मेरे खुदा किस की नज़र खा गई इसको। इस उम्र में क्या जान से जाने के लिए था, क्या ऐसा जवां बर्चियां खाने के लिए था। अरे नाजुक है बदन और बढ़ी ज़ख्मों की तादाद, हर ज़ख्म के देखे से जो माँ करती है फरियाद। शह ढांपते हैं ज़ख्म सिना, छुपता नहीं है। दम रुकता है इस शेर का, खून रुकता नहीं है। इस उम्र में क्या जान से जाने के लिए था, क्या ऐसा जवां बर्चियां खाने के लिए था। क्या ऐसा जवां बर्चियां खाने के लिए था। बर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम।
Surah Mubarakat al-Fatiha. If we can reduce the echo of the mic. Thank you. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. والصلاة والسلام على خير خلق والنور أرش أفضل الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيبنا وسيدنا وسندنا وشفيعنا ومولانا أبو القاسم محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين. أما بعد، قال الله في كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا نحن نزلنا ذكره وإنا له لحافظون. صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوات على محمد وآل محمد. Respected elders, brothers and sisters in Islam, I would like to greet you all with the warmest of Islamic greetings, and that is none other than Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First and foremost, I would like to begin by sending my condolences to our beloved 12th Imam, Imam Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman Ajlallahu Ta'ala. For tonight marks the 28th of Safar, a very grievous occasion in the Islamic calendar, one that resembles not only one death anniversary, but two death anniversaries of perhaps one of the most holiest figure in Islam, and that is none other than Muhammad al-Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wa and Imam Hassan al-Mushtaba salawatullah salam. Inshallah, in the few nights that I've been granted to be among this beautiful center, and might I say, when I was entering this center, never have I smelt a fragrance as beautiful as this center before. You have the most beautiful garden I have ever seen in my travels. In the few nights that I have with you guys, I wanted to speak about the Holy Prophet in this night and dedicate the next night to Imam al-Hassan al-Mushtaba alayhi salam. And in the last two nights that I have with you, I wanted to talk about the implications of these figures. Because if we just sit here and talk about Islamic history and not understand the implications they have in our lives today, then what is it that we're doing? What is it that we're following? Are we following a religion of the past, or are we following a religion that doesn't have a past, that's ever prevalent, that is in the present and will take place in the future? Because if anyone were to take a look at the world's circumstances right now, you would have to be blind not to see the happenings, the centralization of currencies, the wars and destructions in certain regions of the world. You would have to be a fool not to see the Islamic literature that indicates that these are all signs of the end of times. Today we live in a world where the followers of Ahlul Bayt oftentimes pay more attention to the Ahlul Bayt than the Holy Prophet of Islam sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And at times we are heavily criticized, as in we never have a gathering like we do for Imam Hussain alayhi salam, like Arba'een, for the Holy Prophet. We don't have a ziyarah like that. In fact, our literature doesn't indicate any kind of ziyarah that says going towards the Prophet's shrines, or the equivalency of the amount of merits, the amount of Hajj pilgrimages, the amount of salat rakats you could pray for the sake of going towards the shrine of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. And therefore we fall victim to criticisms. In addition to that, the youth also don't hear much about the Prophet as well. Whenever we talk about the Prophet, we always have to link it to something about Imam Ali alayhi salam, about Bibi Fatima Zahra sallallahu alayha. In fact, so many people come and tell us that we're so fixated on these tragedies of the family of the Prophet, we have lost the Prophet himself. I beg to differ on that argument that stipulates that the followers of Ahlul Bayt are indeed anywhere separate from the message of Rasulullah. As you know, the Holy Prophet of Islam says, I am by far the most oppressed prophet that was ever among its people. Yet when we find the biography of the Holy Prophet in the schools outside of the schools of Ahlul Bayt, we see a very rainbow and sunshine-esque description of the Prophet, where the Prophet of Islam came, he gave the message of Islam, everybody got along, the companions were there, he passed away, the companions came, the four Khulafa, the Khulafa Rashidun came, and then the Bani Umayyah came, and then Bani Abbas came, and then the Ottomans came, and Islam, mashallah, is a beautiful religion. It's a very nice religion that today we have so many different varieties of it. One of them is ready to behead anybody that says otherwise, the other one is simply just going to touch the dhari of the Holy Prophet, and you're hurting us. We can't even stand in front of Jannatul Baqi without getting arrested or taunted. It wasn't until I started my master's program in Islamic studies that I realized that there is a blind spot that every Muslim today faces when it comes to the Holy Prophet of Islam. We all know of Muhammad. We all know about the message of Muhammad, but what do we truly know about the actual Prophet? See, when you look at academic sources, you'll find one thing. There are zero sources. There are no sources. So if the Holy Prophet announced his prophethood at the age of 40 and spent 23 years preaching Islam, you would think that there would be a rawi, a narrator, writing things down. You would think that there would be many books written about what he said to the people. How to pray, where to put your hands, what to do with wudu, wash your feet, wipe it, although that's in the Quran, but we still differ because hadith, hadith are all over the place nowadays. But there are none. In fact, if I were to tell you the first book, Islamic book that came out after the death of the Prophet, would you believe me if I told you it wasn't 10 years? It wasn't 20 years? It wasn't 30 years? It wasn't 40 years? It was 150 years after the Holy Prophet's demise. Well, Brother Hadi, what were the Muslims doing for 150 years? If there was a very spiritual figure, let's say, for example, the Dalai Lama, and everybody follows him, and then you decide to write about him 150 years after he dies, how seriously can I take any of your sources? So first and foremost, the reason why that we don't understand the Prophet is because we weren't allowed to understand the Prophet. For after his death, do you know what happened? All of the hadith of the Holy Prophet ﷺ were burned. Not in my narration books, and the respected brothers of Ahlul Sunnah as well. You know why? The excuse was that we are scared that people will go towards the sayings of the Holy Prophet instead of the Quran, and the Quran is more important than the sayings of. Who said that? For if there is a Quran sent from the heavens, there should be an interpretation from someone who is also sent from the heavens, from someone that's appointed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the first understanding is, when we go to the realm of academia, the first Islamic book was by Malik ibn Anas. It was called Malik's Muwatta, written 150 years after the Prophet's death, after Imam Ali's death, after Imam Hassan's death, after Imam Hussein's death, after Imam Baqir's death. 5 divinely appointed figures passed by until the Muslims decided to say, hey, I think we should start writing things down. Now, this book that was written wasn't even a book about the Prophet. It was just an Islamic book. This book was just a book on fiqh. You know, fiqh, Islamic laws, how to pray. And it's not even from our school. Now, the understanding that it took so long to do this is, first of all, when the Prophet died, as you know, the appointed successorship was completely brought under question. And just to keep it G-rated for tonight, we don't want to get into too many sectarian debates. There was an election that happened despite the Prophet appointing Imam Ali alayhi salam. Now, if the Prophet spent 23 years talking about Imam Ali alayhi salam, and Imam Ali is the hero of Badr, Uhud, Khandak, Khaybar, Hunayn, and nobody can dispute the merits of Imam Ali alayhi salam. And Rasulullah has hadith that even 150 years after the death of the Prophet, they come and say Ali ibn Abi Talib is the only companion of the Holy Prophet that has the most merits that are sahih, that are attributed in his name. That's not even what I'm saying. Ahmad ibn Hanbal says that. Respected fiqh scholar of the brothers of Ahlul Sunnah. Imam Ali is such a character that after the Prophet's death, it would be only befitting that the person that takes his place tries to wipe his name out of history. Don't talk about him. So what do? We say we're scared that people will go towards the Quran, therefore we shall burn everything. Now the second thing that they did, in order to seal the fate, because they have to stay on top in order to, reign as caliphs. The second thing they did, it's haram for anybody to write anything down about the Holy Prophet. Now this would essentially continue until the time of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. If you ever wonder how, after the Prophet's death, there was a righteous companion that, people elected in Saqifa. And then from this righteous companion, we ended up with Yazid ibn Muawiyah. How did that happen? What kind of misconceptions were out there that people were willing to accept a man like Yazid? How did his father Muawiyah, whom the Prophet of Islam says, if you ever see Muawiyah sitting on my minbar, and you don't take him off, then Allah will put you at the feet of his son Yazid. How did that happen? Well, firstly, we burned everything that had to do with the Prophet. Secondly, we took matters in our own hand. Thirdly, nobody was allowed to recollect something that had to do with the Prophet. Now Yazid comes, and he does the most atrocious act that any Muslim has ever seen. They actually reached an army of 30,000 people to come kill the grandson of the Holy Prophet. The very grandson that the Holy Prophet used to hold in his lap and say, Hada al-Hussein Farifu, recognize him. This is my grandson Hussein. I love him. He used to kiss his neck in his majlis. He used to cry for him when he was born. So if you say you're respected brothers of Ahlul Sunnah, the Sunnah of the Prophet was that when Hussein was born, in your own books, in Ahmad ibn Hanbal's Isnad, he used to take Hussein and used to cry. They said, why are you crying? He said, my ummah will kill this boy in the battlefield of Karbala with a thirsty tongue. This is what my people will do to my grandson. So if it's not the Sunnah of the Holy Prophet to pray 58 years before the death of Imam Hussain, then which Sunnah are we following nowadays? It wasn't until the death of Imam Hussain alayhi salam that for the first time the sociological impact amongst the Muslims had gotten to a point where they realized that the Khalifa of the time cannot be used as a divine source of wisdom. Not at all. In fact, if you want to look at all the fiqh scholars outside of the religion of Ahlul Bayt, Ahmad ibn Hanbal, Abu Hanifa, Muhammad ibn Idris al-Shafi'i, Malik ibn Anas came when? Did it come after the death of the Prophet? No. When did it come? After the death of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. And therefore, we have a complete disarray of opinions. For example, in the Maliki sect of the Ahlul Sunnah, they say it's okay to pray with your hands down. And the rest of the Imams predominantly agree that you should fold your arms. But there isn't two ways to pray, brothers and sisters. In fact, one Hanafi scholar once told me the reason why Imam Malik chose to pray with his hands down is because both his arms were broken. They're trying to make consensus. Every single book of literature says that there will be 12 Khalifas after the Holy Prophet's demise. Just like Prophet Isa had 12 apostles. Just like in the Quran, Surah Ma'idah, verse 12, Allah says, and we made a covenant with the children of Israel, and we chose 12 nuqaba, 12 chiefs from among them. This is the verse in the Quran. And just like that, the Holy Prophet says, I too shall have 12 chiefs, 12 commanders, 12 amir, 12 Khalifas after me. Yet the brothers of Ahlul Sunnah are in disarray. They can't tell you which the 12 are. There is one sect that calls themselves 12er Shias. They'll tell you who the 12 are. But no other sect of Islam can tell you. No other sect can tell you who these 12 are. So in essence, brothers and sisters, the reason why you might find yourself talking about Ahlul Bayt more so than the Holy Prophet is because Ahlul Bayt are the only avenue you can take to go to the Holy Prophet of Islam. Because we weren't allowed to learn about the Prophet of Islam. Anybody who wrote about the Prophet of Islam was killed. Anybody who came and talked about the Holy Prophet, their hands were amputated. Don't talk about the sayings of the Holy Prophet. Strictly Quran. Why Quran? So we can interpret it how we like without the Holy Prophet attached to it. And that's why you'll find today the youth are questioning Islam. Do you know why? Because there's so much misinterpretation about this blessed Prophet of Allah. Then this is what he means when he tells us, I am the most oppressed prophet than any of the 124,000 that were sent me. Number one, do you know what they did? They came and told you that he wasn't a prophet until the age of 40. Well, what was he before? He was a really nice man. Okay? Oh, he was so nice. We call him as-sadiq and al-amin, trustworthy and trusted. Okay? Why? Oh, he was so special that when he used to walk, there used to be a cloud that followed him and the trees would bow. Okay, what was he then? Well, it could have been another companion, but you know, Allah chose him at the age of 40. First misconception. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa was always a prophet of Allah. In our hadith and traditions, he says, I was a prophet of Allah when Prophet Adam was between clay and water. Before the existence of Prophet Adam, I was Rasulullah. I was the one that, I was Ahmad al-Shafi. I'm the one that on a day of judgment will grant shafa'ah to everybody. The first misconception they came and did is that he was an ordinary man and then Allah decided to pick him as a messenger. Therefore, because he's an ordinary man, he can make mistakes. And the only place he doesn't make mistakes is in his message. This again is false. Because in the Quran, Allah says in Surah Najm, this Prophet speaks all that we tell him. And all that he says is from us. On the day of Ghadir, when Rasulullah says, Man kuntum mawla fahada aliyun mawla, a man by the name of Haritha comes and says, is this what Allah wants? Or what you want? The Holy Prophet says, what I want is what Allah wants. That's the purpose of the messenger. That he is the vocalization of Allah's will among us. Second thing they came and did, he was illiterate. La hawla wa la quwwata. How many Muslims today running around saying that this Prophet of Islam didn't know how to read and write? You know Imam Ali alayhi salam, when I say we have no other avenue to the Prophet except through the Ahlul Bayt, Imam Ali alayhi salam, there is a collection of his sermons by the name of Nahjul Balagha. Sharif al-Radi wanted to see the peak of eloquence and found no other venue except the sermons of Imam Ali alayhi salam. There was a people, they would sit around, they said, you know, the most repeated letter in the Arabic language was the letter Alif. So Imam Ali alayhi salam comes and says an entire sermon without using the letter Alif in the entire sermon. It's in Nahjul Balagha. Then they come and say, you know, in the Arabic language, these dots are so important. Imam Ali comes and does another lecture without the use of any letters that have dots. So no ya, ba, noon, none of them. Imam Ali comes and does that. So Imam Ali, the peak of eloquence, comes and says, Rasulullah, before he died, breathed into me his knowledge, and I inherited that knowledge that was given to him. And when I inherited it, 1,000 doors opened before me, within each of those doors, 1,000 more doors would open. And then you come tell me Rasulullah didn't know how to write his name? So then Muslims can go running around saying, the miracle of the Quran was what? That the Prophet couldn't read and write, and then he came up with this Quran. What difference does it make if he could read and write or not? The Quran remains the Quran. But you come take away from his merit. You call him Ummi without understanding the translation of Ummi. They say Ummi means illiterate. Who said? Who said Ummi means illiterate? Ummi, what do you call your mother? In Arabic. Ummi, my mom. Yeah? In the Arabic language is derived from the word source. Your mother is your source. You were brought up in her womb. She gave birth to you. She fed you through her. She cared for you. She nurtured for you. She watched you grow. The source of everything as a child, as a baby, is your mother. That's why you call her Ummi. Doesn't mean mom. It means my source. And that's why in Islam, there's so much emphasis on loving your mother. Because that woman is your source to Jannah as well. So, Rasulullah, his education was considered Ummi. Because he learned from the source, not through the literature that was around him. So that's the second thing they did. First thing, he wasn't a prophet and he became a prophet. Second thing they did, he was illiterate. Third thing they did, they messed around with his ages of his wives. Today, how many of the youth come and ask me, every single time we have a Q&A, how old was Aisha when she married the Prophet? That now we are embarrassed in the news channels that there's sayings out there that are not from our works, by the way, that says he married a child when she was 6 when he was 50. And on the opposite side, his first wife, when he married her, she was in her late 40s, mid 40s, and he was in his mid 20s. So there's a 20-year difference between him and Khadija. And when he turned 50, he goes for 6-year-old girls. Where did you get those sources? Oh, the sources that came 250 years after his death, right? And just to knock that off the shelf, brothers and sisters, the marriage between Aisha and the Holy Prophet has been so overused. And now scholars of the other schools are coming and saying that it's okay that a woman is baligha at the age of 9, so it's okay. What are you talking about? What are you saying right now? This never happened. At best, the narrations indicate that Aisha's age was between 16 and 20 years of age. Even the respected ulama of the brothers of Ahlul Sunnah have recently come out and said that these narrations that say she was 6 or 9 are from the enemies of Islam. Don't take these narrations seriously. Now, why would they want to make her 9 years old? Why would they want to make a child 9? Because, to be honest, she had a previous marriage. And they wanted to negate the fact that she had a previous marriage. So what do? Dial back her age to 9 years old. That way she couldn't have had a previous marriage. And that way she was the purified 9-year-old that married the Prophet of Islam. Like, the Virgin Mary. Because Aisha played a political role. She was the only wife of the Prophet to wage war against the Khalifa of her time. So we have to give her something. And that's the only reason why you'll find that they wrote that. Because they were trying to excuse that she was already married before, and after her father told her, divorce this man and marry the Prophet instead, that's when we start seeing playing around with the ages. And by the way, Bibi Khadija was no more than 3 or 4 years older than the Prophet, not 20 years, 40 years, I don't know. And these are the things that we are left to deal with. We are left with misconception after misconception. Now, alternatively, the first book of history that was ever written in Islam was Tarikh al-Tabari. This came 250 years after the Prophet of Islam. During the time of the caliphate of the Bani Abbas. So 3 dynasties had passed. The Khulafa Rashidun, Abu Bakr, Omar, Uthman, Ali had passed. Then Muawiyah, Yazid, and the lineage of Yazid passed. Then there was an uprising after Imam Hussein's death. And the cousins of Ahlul Bayt, from the children of Abbas, came and said, we need to go back to the Ahlul Bayt. But by Ahlul Bayt, we mean us, because we're the cousins of the Prophet. So they did an uprising, and then we had a dynasty of over 500 years of Bani Abbas, the children of Abbas, Abbas being the uncle of the Prophet. And if you thought that the Yazid's lineage, Muawiyah's lineage was bad, you should have seen the museum of Bani Zahra that the Bani Abbas had, when they would hang heads of the children of Bibi Fatima Zahra sallallahu alayha. Vicious, vicious people. If you wonder why there's ISIS today, they take lessons from Bani Umayyah and Bani Abbas. And at the end, for some odd reason, everything is tied back to Prophet Muhammad. So if you haven't gotten the point by now, brothers and sisters, if you don't put Ahlul Bayt next to Rasulullah, you don't have Rasulullah. You have nothing. You just have a play on words, you have a play on opinions by people that never met the Prophet. And ultimately, if I show the works that we have to any academic professor, they will say that you don't have anything on the Prophet. And the only thing you have to go by is by the original message that when the Holy Prophet of Islam stops 120,000 companions on the day of Ghadir after his last pilgrimage, and he makes a mimbar with the pulpits, he makes a pulpit with the saddles of the camels, and he goes and he elects Imam Ali alayhi salam. He says, Man kuntu mawla fahadha aliyan mawla, accept Ali, for whoever's master I am, Ali is also, look what the words he uses. He says, for whoever's master I am, Ali is also his master. That means if you reject Ali, that means you don't have me either. I'm not your master. I'm not your authority among you. So accepting Ali's authority is of the utmost importance. Then he says another line that has been recollected in every single book of hadith. إِنِّي تَارِكٌ فِيكُمُ الثَّقَلَيْنِ كِتَابُ اللَّهِ وَإِتْرَتِي أَهْلُ الْبَيْتِ. I leave behind with you two weighty things. Kitab Allah, the Quran, and my blessed lineage, the Ahlul Bayt. Hold on to these two and do not disunite them, for these are the most important things that you'll ever have. Is this only in our books? It's in every book of history. Only one sect decided to hold on to it, and they held on to it dearly. Ultimately, and how much time do I have left? I don't want to go over time, or do I have 10 more minutes? Inshallah. Inshallah, we'll slowly start going into the masab of tonight. And ultimately, the Holy Prophet of Islam, the reason why it's not talked about today is because you've been fed the wrong version. Since you were a child, you've been taught about, this 40-year-old man who couldn't read and write and suddenly was able to. He could have made mistakes, but he chose not to. He was strictly a messenger. He gave us the message, and when he passed away, he left nothing behind, and he left it to the people to decide. And ultimately, everything that goes on is out of our hands, because every generation had some guy with a different opinion about the Prophet. Ibn Taymiyyah had another impression of the Prophet. Ibn Qayyim al-Jawzi had another impression of the Prophet. Abu Hanifa had another impression of the Prophet. Ahmad ibn Hanbal had another impression of the Prophet. So then this Prophet of Islam becomes infinitely malleable until we go back to our roots. And we understand that when Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq comes and says a hadith, they once asked him, what is your opinion on this matter? He says, I don't have an opinion. That which I say is what Rasulullah would have said. Or he'd say in the Quran, وَالشَّمْسِ وَضُحَاهَا وَالْقَمَرِ إِذَا تَلَاهَا. And the erected sun shines and the moon reflects. The moon is a reflection, and therefore in the tafasir of the Ahlul Bayt, in the commentaries of the Ahlul Bayt, they say, yes, indeed, the sun is the Prophet of Islam, and we the Ahlul Bayt are the reflection, we are the moon. We reflect that which the Prophet was. And in every generation, alhamdulillah, we had an Imam as an elected divine authority, from one Imam to the other, a beautiful system that does not shift after Imam Ali, Imam Hassan, after Imam Hassan, Imam Hussain, after Imam Hussain, Imam Zain al-Abidin. One by one, in every generation they came, they had students, they were a source of guidance regardless of who called himself a Khalifa, and there was consistency. The image of Rasulullah that was taught by Imam Sadiq did not differ from the one that Imam Rada did. Consistency, consistency. When Imam Ali alayhi salam is the Khalifa, and in that 4 years he establishes an economy that not even the prisoner is starving, that is exactly what the position of Rasulullah was. That is exactly what each and every Imam at their time did that the Prophet would do. They were just dealt in different circumstances. Inshallah, we can dim the night lights tonight. I can go into tonight's masab, as you know. Imam Hassan has a beautiful saying that he says, I too shall be poisoned like my grandfather Rasulullah. And therefore we should not say it's the wafat of the Holy Prophet. For indeed, based on the traditions that we have today, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi was poisoned. And he was taken away from us at the early age of 63. And I only wonder how much more he could have done with the time he had on this earth. How much more he could have done to fixate people towards Imam Ali alayhi salam. As you know, he did his absolute best in every circumstance to bring up his cousin's name, to give lead to Imam Ali alayhi salam, to say that the sign of a believer is indeed love for my cousin Ali, and a sign of a hypocrite is hate of Ali ibn Abi Talib. The Holy Prophet of Islam was the one that when he went to spread the message in the beginning, he would go from land to land and they would pelt him with stones. And then when he would walk in this neighborhood, there would be a lady that would throw trash on his blessed head every day. And when we say the Prophet of Islam was Rahmatul lil Alameen, he is the mercy upon all creation. This very man would go and pay a visit to the woman who used to throw trash on his head. The one day she didn't. Something must have been wrong. He goes upstairs and he sees that she's fallen ill, and he takes care of her. Bibi Fatima Zahra sallallahu alayha would say, I would see my father crying in the depths of the night when no one else was watching. His eyes would be full of tears until it would start scarring beneath his eyes. All I could hear was him asking for Allah to have mercy on us, to help guide us, and do not let us go astray upon his death. Until it came to the time of Bibi Fatima Zahra's marriage. She accepted Imam Ali alayhi salam's proposal. The Prophet came to Bibi Fatima, "Oh Fatima, what would you like as your dowry for marrying Ali? Tell me and I will tell Ali to go do it." She said, "Father, Ali is unable to do what I want for the mahar, for the dowry." He said, "Then tell me, I will do it." She said, "Father, you will not be able to do it either." He said, "Then tell me, what is it?" Jibreel descends, "Ya Rasulullah, Fatima Zahra would like to be the key to your ummah's guidance on the Day of Judgment. Tell her Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has granted her this mahar." It is now time for the pregnancy of Imam al-Hussain inside the womb of Bibi Fatima. And as you know, Bibi Fatima Zahra's name Zahra came when she was pregnant with Imam al-Hussain. Because they say when she was holding Imam al-Hussain in her stomach, her face became so radiant that nobody would miss the morning prayers when she would walk in the neighborhood. Could it be that the world would go to the depths of darkness at a time of Yazid, and Allah will not send His light to come and illuminate the earth for 14 centuries to come? Indeed, that child was Imam al-Hussain. When she gives birth, her father comes and takes Hussain and holds him. Then he says, "Bring Fatima Zahra into the room, I need to talk to her." She comes in. "Ya Fatima, do you know the name of this child?" She said, "What is it, father?" He said, "Allah has named him Hussain." He said to her, "Fatima, do you love this child?" She said, "Yes, father, I love him very much." He said, "Then have a seat. You must know what Jibreel has just told me. Jibreel has descended from the heavens and told me that at the early age of 58, this child of yours will be killed in a battlefield by my ummah, by people who call themselves Muslims. His family will be tortured and his head will be severed while he is thirsty." Bibi Fatima Zahra falls. She stands up, says, "Father, where will you be?" She said, "Ya Fatima, it will come at a time when I am not around, and Ali is also not around, and Hassan will also not be around." She stands up Says, my Hussein, will he be killed as a stranger in Karbala then? Will he be all alone? He said, yes, Fatima, he will. But let me give you a gift that Allah has told me of. Ya Fatima, there will come a tribe at the end of times that will cry for your son Hussein more than a mother cries when she loses a child. The men will scream like a woman that has lost her child. Now we fast forward. أَمَّا لَا يَوْمَكَ يَوْمَكَ يَا أَبَا عَبْدِ اللَّهِ. Muhaddis Nuri in his book Dar es-Salam writes that an old Bahraini man was sitting in a majlis of Imam al-Hussain like you. May Allah bless you for your tears. In this majlis on the Dhuhr of Ashura, he put his head against the wall and he began to dream. He saw himself in heaven. As he was in heaven, he began to walk. He noticed that the birds are crying and the trees are wailing. And in the corner of the scene, he could hear a young lady crying. He said, I walked towards this cry. I saw this young lady with a shirt drenched in blood. She was washing it in a river close by, and she was crying and she was sobbing. I went closer to her to see what's going on. All of a sudden I see 4 lights descend down. The 4 women of heaven come towards her and start trying to calm her down. None of what they did worked until finally I saw a man coming in the horizon towards this young lady. As the man drew closer, I noticed that he did not have a head on his shoulders. The woman looked towards the body that was walking towards her without a head. She dropped the shirt that she had in her hand and she fell before her knees. She went up to the body and said, Hussein, did you not tell them that your grandfather was Rasulullah? I said, yes, mother, I told them. Said, Hussein, did you not tell them your mother was Fatima al-Zahra? Yes, mother, I told them. Hussein, did you not tell them your father is Ali al-Murtada? I said, yes, mother, I told them. Hussein, tell me one thing. Did you not tell them your brother is Hassan al-Mujtaba? I said, yes, mother, I told them. But mother, let me tell you one thing. On that day, on Ashura, on the battlefield of Karbala, they closed the water off from me and my family. They let the dogs of the desert drink, but they did not let my children drink from that water. Everything fell apart, mother. The old Bahraini man recollects in his dream. He went up to Bibi Fatima. He said, my mother Fatima, I recognize that this is you. My father was a reciter of your Majlis for Imam al-Hussain. Can you tell me where he is? He said, oh, old Bahraini man, tell this to everyone when you wake up. Anybody who sheds a teardrop for my beloved son Hussein, tell them his grandfather Rasulullah, his father Ali al-Murtaza, his brother Hassan al-Mujtaba, and most importantly, his mother Fatima al-Zahra will not enter Jannah until that person enters Jannah with him. Who was Rasulullah except that we can understand him through the severed head of Imam al-Hussain? Who was Rasulullah that we understand the passion and kindness of him through the actions of the Imams? Who was Rasulullah that when you go for the ziyarat of his grandson in Arba'in, never will you find a residence, a person of that residence urging you to come towards the shrine of Imam Hussain, urging you, feeding you. There is a tradition now that they walk from Baghdad to Karbala, they walk from Najaf to Karbala. But look how merciful Rasulullah is that when he says, when my grandson Hussein was going towards Karbala, there was no one there to feed him. There was no one there to quench the thirst of the children. But when you take your women and children, 1400 years later, you'll find my servants standing there. They'll rub your feet. They have camps set up. They have mawakib set up for you. They'll feed you. They'll make sure you're there. And they will not let you pass until they take care of you. This is the essence of Islam that has gone missing for 1400 years. Inshallah, we pray, brothers and sisters, that Allah hastens the reappearance of Imam al-Mahdi, ajrallahu ta'ala faraja. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to erect the flag of Imam al-Hussein so the entire world sees it, that when the time of the arrival of Imam Mahdi comes, everyone shall hear the name of Hussein. And as you know, Imam Mahdi's flag will say, Ya Tharat al-Hussein on it, oh the blood of Hussein. For verily, the vengeance of the blood of Imam Hussein in this day and age is the cure for mankind. For those that were happy with the oppression that happened to the grandson of the Holy Prophet still remain today. And until such people are eradicated, the world shall never see peace. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa alihi tahirin walhamdulillahi Rabbil alamin.
صدیوں سے اٹھا رکھا ہے غازی کے علم کو، صدیوں سے اٹھا رکھا ہے غازی کے علم کو، صدیوں سے اٹھا رکھا ہے غازی کے علم کو۔ مرنا ہو جسے حق پہ علم پر وہ رکھے ہاتھ، مرنا ہو جسے حق پہ علم پر وہ رکھے ہاتھ، ہو خوف جسے جاں کا بڑھائے نا قدم کو، صدیوں سے اٹھا رکھا ہے غازی کے علم کو، صدیوں سے اٹھا رکھا ہے غازی کے علم۔ ہے ماتم شبیر کا بھرپور یہی حق، ہے ماتم شبیر کا بھرپور یہی حق، ڈھاتا چلایا ہے ہر ایک قصر ستم کو، صدیوں سے اٹھا رکھا ہے غازی کے علم کو، صدیوں سے اٹھا رکھا ہے غازی کے علم کو۔ سر کاٹ کے شبیر کا خیموں کو جلا کر، سر کاٹ کے شبیر کا خیموں کو جلا کر، بے پردہ مسلمان کیا اہل حرم کو، صدیوں سے اٹھا رکھا ہے غازی کے علم کو، صدیوں سے اٹھا رکھا ہے غازی کے علم کو۔ بکھرے ہوئے قرآن کے اوراق پڑے ہیں، بکھرے ہوئے قرآن کے اوراق پڑے ہیں، اے کرب و بلا تجھ پہ کہاں رکھوں قدم کو، صدیوں سے اٹھا رکھا ہے غازی کے علم کو، صدیوں سے اٹھا رکھا ہے غازی کے علم کو۔ اے زائر شبیر ادھر آ ادھر آ جا، اے زائر شبیر ادھر آ ادھر آ جا، آنکھوں سے لگا لوں میں تیرے نقش قدم کو، صدیوں سے اٹھا رکھا ہے غازی علم کو آؤ تابوت محمد کا اٹھاؤ لوگوں آؤ تابوت محمد کا اٹھاؤ لوگوں آؤ تابوت محمد کا اٹھاؤ لوگ ساری دنیا کو وفاداری سکھاؤ لوگوں آؤ تابوت محمد کا اٹھاؤ لوگوں آؤ تابوت محمد کا اٹھاؤ لوگ جس عقیدت سے بپا کرتے ہیں میلاد نبی جس عقیدت سے بپا کرتے ہے میلاد نبی فرش غم ویسے محمد کا بچھاؤ لوگوں آؤ تابوت محمد کا اٹھاؤ لوگوں آؤ تابوت محمد کا اٹھاؤ لوگ یہ صف غم ہے محمد کی یہاں فرق نہیں یہ صف غم ہے محمد کی یہاں فرق نہیں ہاں اسی صف پہ زمانے کو بلاؤ لوگوں آؤ تابوت محمد کا اٹھاؤ لوگوں آؤ تابوت محمد کا اٹھاؤ لوگ گھر میں ہے فاطمہ زہرا کے اندھیرا چھایا گھر میں ہے فاطمہ زہرا کے اندھیرا چھایا آج کی رات چراغوں کو بجھاؤ لوگوں آؤ تابوت محمد کا اٹھاؤ لوگوں آؤ تابوت محمد کا اٹھاؤ لوگ ساری دنیا کو وفاداری ساری دنیا کو وفاداری سکھاؤ لوگوں آؤ تابوت محمد کا اٹھاؤ لوگوں آؤ تابوت محمد کا اٹھاؤ لوگوں یا حسین 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 اللہم صلی علی محمد
صلی اللہ علیہ یا رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ یا نبی اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ یا جد الحسن والحسین رحمت اللہ وبرکاتہ زیارت وارث السلام علیک یا وارث آدم صفوت اللہ سلام علیک یا وارث نوح نبی اللہ سلام علیک یا وارث ابراہیم خلیل اللہ سلام علیک یا وارث موسیٰ کلیم اللہ السلام علیک یا وارث عیسیٰ روح اللہ السلام علیک یا وارث محمد حبیب اللہ السلام علیک یا وارث امیر المؤمنین ولی اللہ السلام علیک یا ابن محمد المصطفى السلام علیک یا ابن علی المرتضى السلام علیک یا ابن فاطمة الزہراء السلام علیک یا ابن خدیجة الکبریٰ السلام علیک یا ثار اللہ وابن الثار والوتر الموتور أشهد أنك قد أقمت الصلاة وآتيت الزكاة وأمرت بالمعروف ونهيت عن المنكر وأطعت الله ورسوله حتى أتاك اليقين فلعن الله أمة قتلتك، ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك، ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك وفرض به. يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله، أشهد أنك كنت نورا في الأصلاب الشامخة والأرحام المطهرة، لم تنجزك الجاهلة بأنجاسها، ولم تلبسك من مدلهمات ثيابها، وأشهد أنك من دعائم الدين وأركان المؤمنين، وأشهد أنك الإمام البر التقي الرضي الزكي الهادي المهدي، وأشهد أن الأئمة من ولدك كلمة التقوى وأعلام الهدى والعروة الوثقى والحجة على أهل الدنيا، وأشهد الله وملائكته وأنبياء ورسله إني بكم مؤمن وبأيابكم موقن، بشرائع دين وخواتيم عملي، وقلبي لقلبكم سن، وأمري لأمركم متبع. صلوات الله عليكم وعلى أرواحكم وعلى أجسادكم وعلى أجسامكم وعلى شاهدكم وعلى غائبكم وعلى ظاهركم وعلى باطنكم. جاءت حضرة علي أكبر عليه السلام: السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله، السلام عليك يا ابن نبي الله، السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا ابن الحسين الشهيد، السلام عليك أيها الشهيد وابن الشهيد، السلام عليك أيها المظلوم وابن المظلوم. لعن الله أمة قتلتك، ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك، ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك وفرضت به. يا حضرة عباس عليه السلام: السلام عليك يا أبا الفضل العباس، يا ابن أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا ابن السيد الوصيين، السلام عليك أيها العبد الصالح المطيع لله ولرسوله، السلام عليك يا أفضل الشهداء، السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. جاءت شهداء كربلاء: السلام عليكم يا أولياء الله وأحبائه، السلام عليكم يا أصفياء الله وأودائه، السلام عليكم يا أنصار دين الله، السلام عليكم يا أنصار رسول الله، السلام عليكم يا أنصار أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليكم يا أنصار فاطمة سيدة نساء العالمين، السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي محمد الحسن بن علي ولي الزكي الناصح، السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي عبد الله، بأبي أنتم وأمي طبتم، وطابت الأرض التي فيها دفنتم، وفزتم فوضا عظيما، فيا ليتني كنت معكم فأفوز معكم. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا غريب الغرباء، السلام عليك يا معين الضعفاء والفقراء، السلطان أبا الحسن علي بن موسى الرضا، هم شفيعنا وشفيع والدينا في يوم جزاء. السلام عليك لآبائك السبعة وأبنائك الأربعة جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا صاحب العصر والزمان، السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن، السلام عليك إمامنا وإمام الإنس والجان. عجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله مخرجك يا سيدي، روحي وأرواح العالمين لمقدم ترابك الفداء يا ابن الزهراء. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد عجل فرجك.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
اللهم كن وليك الحجة للحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آله في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة، وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا، حتى تسكنه أرضك تهوى وتمتعوا فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله.